If you've noticed my presence on SoundCloud or Discord, you might have seen a certain name being thrown about, and that name is the infamous none other than Maid. He's been a problem, a massive problem for the Undertale AU community. Doesn't look like it from an outsider perspective, but behind the scenes, there's a lot to unveil. A whole fucking lot. So, let me tell you a tale of how we got into this goddamn mess. But first... Now I just want to get this out of the way. I am not promoting you to go bully Maid or attack Maid or any of that. This is just giving you information about this drama and obscurity about this online personality. Of course, this video is in no way perfect. It might not have all the information required, and might miss a few things here and there. And to that, take it to the comment section. Who knows? Who knows what I've missed? Before we go on to the main subject, here's me explaining some background just so you can get some basic information about Maid. He is, from what I've heard, transgender, but refers to him as a male, which means he does have a PP. We'll get back to this later, as much as I don't want us to. He is from United Arab Emirates. He has at least one account on SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter, DeviantArt, and Discord, as far as I know. There could be more, but who knows. And by at least one account, I mean he has alts, like too many alts. We'll be featuring all of those in today's video, so fasten your seatbelt, because we're going on a fucking ride if any. Also, he's into inflation on all that shit. If we roll back the calendar to somewhere like October 2019, I was okay friends with the YouTube content creator, Pigmaster Gamer Rawl, whatever the fuck. During this time, a certain account on SoundCloud called, at the time, Maid was commenting on many of my SoundCloud tracks, filling my goddamn inbox with the titles of videos Pigmaster made with my tracks, altering them, and something along those lines, which I sort of allowed him to do, as long as he gave full credit to me. At first, I was confused about who this main character was doing, but then I saw a video of Pigmaster's, titled something along the lines of Maid in a Nutshell, which depicted Maid freaking out and spamming Pigmaster's comment section with Maid's YouTube account at the time, which Pigmaster was rightfully infuriated about. What I did during this first encounter was I first started intervening in the middle of his spamming, and I said some stuff here and there because I got frustrated and I was trying to stop it as best I could. Albeit, not much, but hey, plot thickens, slowly but surely. Eventually, through the fact that Maid can see my account, through the tracks that I reposted onto my SoundCloud, he managed to get his hands on my friend Quantum Multiverse's comment section as well. After talking about it a bit with Quantum himself, I learned that Jeffrey Windows Tale 23, or Jeffrey Pro, was also one of Maid's victims. I said to Quantum and said if Maid comments again, it could be blocked permanently from my SoundCloud, or something like that. In the meantime, Quantum decided, fuck it, I'm bored. Let's do some requests from Maid, so that he's happy. Which he wasn't, by the way, because, as you can see today, he continued. And also, if you want to see the requests that Quantum did, they're not up anymore. They're deleted when sometime before. He seemed mellow with the idea at the time, so that's why Quantum made those requests. Sometime after that, Maid was spamming away on yet another track of mine, this time saying things along the lines of, "Can you unblock me from SoundCloud? I'm Maid's sister. Can you please unblock him? He has not stopped crying. He has autism." Which I immediately looked through and thought was bullshit. Which, what do you know? It was. Another person, Lunik, gets involved slightly. Lunik suggested the idea that I would block Maid. Him and another two people agreed with this idea. After seeing this Maid situation go out of hand, I decided I would try to settle this. I told Maid that if he spams again, he'll be blocked for good. But this is when I realized that my words mean nothing to Maid, as he continued, and to absolutely nobody's fucking surprise, he was blocked. But this is obviously not the end. This continues in many ways. Sometime around late December 2019, someone along the lines of Made All Too Naiji started his presence, which is Maid's alt. Yeah, pretty obvious. And now currently, actually the most successful account of his, and also the one that's longest standing. As I started chatting again with Quantum, I discovered the fact he had a Twitter account and was posting things like this, which I still don't know what to think of to this day. During our conversation, I learned that he's trans, and he is from the Middle East. Later on, I was told Maid had a very old YouTube channel and a dark backstory, where he posted inflation of a male character and literal fucking porn. Thankfully, the channel was terminated. Not for the reason you expect. It was due to copyright, but still, thank God it's gone. Bit of time after that, Made All Too Naiji, which wasn't blocked yet. I explained to him he has already crossed the line, and he pleaded. I restated my point, but guess what happened? Can you guess what happened? He continued requesting. Who would have known? Cause words couldn't have gotten through this guy's skull. It was also at this time that Quantum decided to set a limit, which again, nobody's surprised about this. It was ignored, put into the ground. Sometime in late January, Chaotic Mayhem created a version of Made Lovania. It's basically Made of Sans. Pretty self-explanatory name. Not much else. But then, things got worse. Around about the beginning of February, Made posted a few tracks, one titled Made Lovania, My Take V2, which was the outright theft of the community's work. Said track got a lot of toxic comments. I would have defended Made if my interactions with him weren't already fucking toxic enough, and that I was never on his goddamn side to begin with. A bit later on, I decided to address the issue and release Mind's Drawn Blank, which is a Made bullet hell, to hopefully get Made's attention, and I wrote a sincere message in that track's description to Made. Not being toxic, but just trying to convince him into stopping. Now I was hoping to solve this with peace, and he actually listened. For a short while. In typical Made fashion, he acted like the whole fucking message didn't exist after like 2 or so days. In mid-February, through drama with Made, Cookie allied with Quantum and he started chatting with us in my Discord server. You can find that in the description. At around about this stage, that Made started to really track us down. He found my Twitter and followed it. He even found Quantum's YouTube channel and Twitter. From then, a slight bit of retaliation was handed to us. Made did something on his own. Sounded shit, but we spammed it with requests. Didn't last long, but was epic. And since that, I found out Maid has affected so many goddamn people. Through the comment section alone, people were pissed off. People were very, very pissed. We even formed a little bit of an alliance against Maid. Rightfully. At about mid-March, Pigmaster's channel was terminated because of copyright. Not so relative to the plot, but it's a sign of something was done. Now back to the Maid. Sometime as we were talking about him with Cookie, we have learned through Cookie that Maid, can you guess it? He sent Dat a dick pic. Didn't really expect us to go back to this, huh? That's right. The Arabic requester has gone mad. He has lost his sanity, lost his sense. He has gone to the dark side. Actually, he was already on the dark side. Never mind. In early April, May joined my Discord server through, I assume, a link from my SoundCloud. We've taken care of him by limiting his abilities to speak in the primary channels, so that's great. But what isn't great, though, is that he has recently DM'd me via Discord, and what do you know, filled the conversation to the brim with requests. Just recently, I discovered Maid's DeviantArt, and like a lot of people were pissed off about him stealing art. From what I've heard, he's been doing this for around about a year. People were really upset. I mean, if you check his DeviantArt, his comment section is filled with people that were pissed off. Rightfully pissed off, might I add. And just recently, again, he shared with me through DMs a picture of the sprites of me and Quantum's OC's dialogue, which gives me bad vibes, considering what he's done already. And on top of that, he ships us. Him and other 5 people were something along the lines of like fusions or ships. And he made this monstrosity. What the fuck? And also, now Cookie is in a bit of a predicament. He is between a rock and a hard place, and he is deciding whether to quit, whether to end his relation with the name Cookie because of Maid. To summarize the video, Maid is an Arabic homoerotic perverted autistic transsexual sadist who steals art and makes people pissed off. Now, of course, this video, as I've said, is in no way perfect. There might be a lot of things I missed in this video. Feel free to add those in the comment section. If you want to check out my Discord server or my accounts on many sites, they're in the description. You can see them if you want to, I guess. So that's it. This is it for the Maid. Hopefully this gets resolved.